On today's episode, I explore small creeks, throwing swim baits and Ned rigs in search of big bass. While these creeks seem small compared to other ponds, as I explore deeper into this wetland, I do find some big bass. So stick with us, stay tuned, and let's go have a day. Oh, got one. Oh, wow. Oh, there we go. On the rattling Ned. Look at that. Alright. Just pulled up to this. We got a little creek right here, little body of water. I want to try the swim bait first. I've got a swim bait and then a little Ned rig. And then in my pocket, I've got like some Senkos with some wacky worm hooks. We need to throw a wacky worm, but I really want to catch one on this swim bait right here. I think that would be cool. So I think this little creek opens up a little bit more so we can fish the swim bait around. But it's gonna kind of throw it in here. See if we can get anything to commit to it. I just got to the first spot back here. The pond kind of opened up a little bit. I think this is some deeper water here. I'm throwing the swim bait and it looks so good in the water. When you throw it right here. I don't know if this water's clean enough for you to see that. But that swim bait looks so good. So realistic. You can kind of pulse it if you want to. Or you can just do like a steady swim. It works really well. Works really well on both. So there it goes. Oh, got one on the swim bait. Flipped it up right underneath that bush. He clocked it. First one, little baby bluegill. Little guy in the creek. Not a bad one. Get to release on him real quick. There we go. There he goes. He hit that bait like one crank in. He was just right underneath that bush right there. He cranked it. I'm throwing this on 17-pound fluorocarbon, and I would usually throw this on a little heavier rod. This is a Googan Go-To, so this is a 7-foot medium heavy. I like to throw it more on a 7.6, and I don't really throw this swim bait on a heavy because it's got treble hooks, and so I don't want to like pull the hooks out of its mouth. So I'm okay with a medium heavy. That's what I usually throw on a 7.6 medium heavy. But with this being kind of like a small creek and stuff, I didn't want to bring like a huge rod. And this Googan Go-To is my favorite, I guess, go-to rod. Throw chatterbaits on this rod, flip a Texas rig, throwing swim baits. This rod's gonna handle any fish in this pond perfectly well with a swim bait. If I was going to a lake, I'm throwing a swim bait and there's a chance at, oh, just had a bass just swipe at it. I saw that. That was so sick. See if we can get him to eat that again. I don't know if you guys caught that. Like crushed it. Came out of, and that looked like a decent one too, maybe 2 pounds. I had to walk so far back here into this creek to get here. I bet no one fishes this, and so throwing this swim bait around might get them fired up here. It's also funny how that fish I just caught, you know, tried to take down a bluegill. Like, that wasn't that big of a fish, but didn't have any problem attacking it. Trying to get that one I missed it. Come back out here and hit it. See if there's another one on this bush. Trying to flip it way back there. The swim bait's also a slow sink, which is nice when fishing these shallower ponds. If I want to let it sink a little more, I can let it. It's not just falling straight to the bottom. I'm kind of thinking for the spring, this is about to be a fire bait. To flip around some beds in the spring. I think that could be a killer bait. Alright, I'm gonna do some more exploring and see if I can get my way back here. This is when you know no one's ever fished here. So you're trying to find fishing spots in this junk. That's almost, I think this creek goes back over here, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get there without getting destroyed by all these bushes. I think I'm gonna keep fishing over here. I missed one. I had a decent, like probably 2-pounder come out of the, I don't know if you guys can see that stump that's way over there, but he came like right out of that stump. I noticed that both of my bites came like 2 cranks in, and they're both tight to cover. I can see suspended bass. I literally see 2 bass way over here. They've spooked off. Let's see if I can get them to. I don't even want to eat this. I really could see them. Alright, I'm gonna try to throw that little Ned rig around, and the Ned rig should, in theory, be better than throwing a swim bait in a tiny creek. But this one produced 2 bites. I landed one. One was just kind of swiped at it and missed a treble. So let's throw this guy around a little bit. See if we can get one. Throwing a little watermelon red rattling Ned. See if any. Oh, got one already. First cast with it. Look at that. Look, that's what we were trying to imitate. We're throwing that bluegill around. First cast with a rattling Ned, and we catch a bluegill. That's funny. Trying to match the hatch. Let's see how they look. Those 2 guys right there, trying to match the hatch. Let's release this guy real quick. There he goes. Alright, well, we caught a bluegill on our first cast with this little rattling Ned. Got a little weed guard on him. I'm gonna kind of keep throwing this around. See if we can catch a bass. That's a targeted species, but not going to complain about a little multi-species day. Oh, got another one. Oh, it popped off. I reeled into him, set the hook, and then he just didn't move. I don't know if you guys saw that. My line shot off, and I think he got stuck in some wood or something, and he popped off. That might have been a decent one. My drag was going on that guy. See if we can get him to come back. That's 2 casts and 2 bites in this little pocket. Getting in the water now. Try to make a cast back there. I'm throwing this Ned rig on 15-pound braid to like an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. Oh, big. That's actually a decent one. Come here. Haven't seen him yet. He's fighting. Not a bad one. Wow. Oh, there we go. Come here, buddy. That's a good one for this creek. Come on, stay pinned. Yes, sir. Look at that chunk. Where did he come from? On the rattling Ned. Good one. Right in the top of the mouth. Look at that. He wasn't going anywhere. Look at that. I had like the weed guard on the outside, hook on the inside. Had him pinned. I love these Guggen plastics. This is my favorite plastics of all time. Look at that tank. It's not a big one anywhere else besides a creek. That's why I'm actually impressed I caught that guy. Decent one though. Might be, I'm gonna guess a pound. I have a scale with me in case we caught a decent one. I'm gonna guess a pound. Let's see what the scale says though. Alright, we're on. Zeroed out. Put this guy on the scale. 1.12. A little over a pound. Not a bad one for a little creek. Let's get a release on him. There he goes. Alright, well that was a decent one. Came on the little rattling Ned right there. I'm telling you, Guggen plastics are so good. I think my favorite might be the Kraken Craw, but in this little creek back here, I mean, you can't beat a little Ned rig, a little watermelon red. Got some clean water here. All I was doing, I kind of waded out. I don't know if you can see that. I walk out in the water a little bit, and I just casted way back there in that shallow water, and that's where he was hanging out. Let's see if there's another one in there. He fought good too, this tiny creek. It's fun to throw, you know, this light tackle and stuff. Little 1 and 2 pound bass. I have a feeling, since I was a decent fish in this tiny section of the creek, he might be the only bass bass worth catching. Oh, never mind. I was just about to say, he's probably so big he owns that area, but just hooked into another one. Big heck say, oh my goodness! Another decent one on the rattling Ned. Same spot as the other one. Come here, buddy. Don't pop off. There we go. Boom. Crazy. Same tiny spot. I mean, that's inches of water. And there's 2 chunky bass. I mean, they've got food and everything they need back there. They got so much cover. I was literally mid-sentence saying there's only one like decent one probably back there, and this guy just crushed it. I think he's a little bit smaller than that other one we caught. Let's get a weight on him though real quick. Let's see, we want pounds. This guy is, oh! I think he's shorter, but he weighs more, 1.22. I think that weighs more. No, I forgot what the other one weighed. 1.22. Nice one. Little 1.2 pound bass. Little Ned rig. Look at that, he's got a little divot right there on his back. I'm gonna release this guy real quick. Right now. Put him right here. There he goes. Shot off that way. I mean, these bass are pulling in this tiny creek, light line. This is fun stuff. I mean, we just got to kind of like a cold front almost. Like 2 days ago, cold front started, and I guess it's got these fish fired up. Well, last time I was thinking there's only probably one decent one in there, and there happened to be another, so gonna make a couple more casts, I guess. Surely there can't be too many more. I will say one came from the far right side, one came from the far left side. I don't know if that means anything, but maybe they're tucked tighter to cover. Like, the deep water is over here, and I'm thinking if there's, you know, decent creek fish and inches of water, like, what's in the deep water? So that's what I want to try to start fishing a little more over here. This is why I was throwing the swim bait more, because I kind of assumed there'd be bigger fish, but so far the biggest fish has been on this little Ned rig. All right, I want to try a couple more casts over here before the sun goes down. Got him. Another bluegill. This guy's actually a decent one. I bet some of the smaller ones in this pond are a good bait for those bigger largemouth. I bet there's a decent largemouth in here. We just gotta find them, but oh, there he goes. A little multi-species to keep us busy while we're looking for some bass. First cast with the Ned rig in this deeper water. Got clocked by a bluegill first. See if there's any bigger fish in here. Alright, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Caught one on the swim bait, a couple on the Ned rig, and it's kind of a fun day out here in the creek. If you guys like this type of video, make sure to like it, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Mondo Master. And remember to always pursue the passion. We're out.